Today I'm going to show you how WordSift can be incorporated into a science lesson. To do this, I am going to be discussing the topic of the Galapagos Islands. First, let's start opening my web browser. In this case, I'm using Firefox. You can use other web browsers, but it is only recommended that you update your web browser to the latest version to use WordSift. So anyhow, I type www.wordsift.com, and then I see the main page, and then I go again and open a new window, go to Google, and I'm going to type Galapagos Islands to see which resources I have on the web. The first entry is the Wikipedia entry, and I see all the text, all the information about the Galapagos Islands. And I go to the left hand side of the screen, and then I see the printable version, and this allows me to get rid of unnecessary text. So what I do is I select the text that I want to be analyzed by WordSift, copy it, and paste it into WordSift. Then go back, and I don't want this section to be part of my analysis. And then I go into physical geography, which is important for this analysis, for what I am trying to, for the text that I am trying to sift and look at. And then the main islands, weather, and then in here I find a table that I don't want to include. So I just copy until here again, go back to WordSift, paste these other sections, skip this chart, and then continue with the text that is under this chart. So continue with that, select this, political geography, demographics, conservation, environmental threats, and then stop where it says before the section in fiction. So copy and paste this last section into WordSift, and then click Sift. So WordSift is going to display the 50 most frequent words that appeared on this text. And then new features have been added from the previous version of WordSift that allows me to organize the words from common to rare. In this case, the most common word found in the text is found, and the least common word is Isabella, which is is one of the name of the Galapagos Islands. Then I can put them rare to common, organize them alphabetically, and then I can also organize them by or choose some lists: the general service list, academic word list, language arts, science, math, social studies, to highlight words that appear on word lists that we selected in order to WordSift to analyze and to highlight words that are part of these lists. For example, the science word list compares this text to the word list, the science word list, and shows that area, Charles Darwin, land, population, research, sea, species, and year are part of this list or are commonly found in science texts. If I click the social studies list, then this the display will show or highlight in orange words that are part of the social studies list or words that appear commonly in social studies texts. So today I'm going to show you how you can incorporate WordSift into your lesson. So let's choose a word that is very uncommon, endemic. Endemic will show in WordSift the visual thesaurus, which shows the word web, words that are associated with this word, endemic, will show images that are associated with this word by searching the Google images and Google videos. Google videos are collapsed because some districts don't allow videos to be displayed in their classrooms. And then it shows how this word was used in the original text. If you click on any of these sentences, it will give you the entire context. And then you can go back to the original display. So, previously I created a document in Word that I call it the Pictionary. It's many teachers use it. I used to use it a lot when I was teaching middle school. And I typed the word endemic, and then I type a definition. So I put definition, I go to WordShift, and if you hover over the word endemic, definitions will be displayed of the main word. I chose the last one, native to or confined to a certain region, to represent an example of the organisms that are present in the Galapagos Islands. So let's go back to my Word document, and that's the definition that I copied. And then I want to represent the word web. Research has shown that the way to learn new vocabulary is when you display a mental map of words that are connected to the new word that you're learning. To do this in Macs, what I did was uh, press Shift Control 4, and then you can take a screenshot of the area that you want to include. Afterwards, I went back to my Word document, and I just inserted the picture into the area that I wanted to include, or the picture that I wanted to include. Afterwards, I wanted to display a picture that can also represent the concept, so endemic. And the Galapagos Islands, and I just wrote this sentence, are home of endemic creatures such as the giant Galapagos tortoise. Finally, I want to write a sentence that I went back to WordShift and selected one of the sentences that can, as an example of how this word can be used in a sentence or in the context of the topic that we're discussing. So I chose this one: Galapagos hawks and sea lions inhabit these islands and its home to the Marchena lava lizard, an endemic animal. So an endemic animal, the one that just lives in the Galapagos Islands and nowhere else in the world. So that's one way in which WordShift can be used uh, to bring new features to your lessons, to make your lessons technology friendly. Another feature is that I found very, very useful is by developing Venn diagrams that compare two different word lists. For example, if you go to the WordShift display, you can see that if you click on the science display, the word list, then you have some words: area, Charles Darwin, land, population, research, species, and year. If you click on the social studies, then you have other words. Some of them are common to both, but others are not. So what I did was develop a Venn diagram in which the science words, here I needed to include area as well. Um, so these are words that just appear on the science word list. These are words that just appear on the social studies word list, and these are words that appear in both. What you can do with your students is maybe uh, ask them, why do they think that, for example, province just appears in social studies but doesn't appear on the science word list, and Spanish the same, or why research appears in science or Darwin appears on the science word list but doesn't on the social studies word list. And then you can develop a game, you can develop a conversation that will allow you to discuss and to talk about language in the science context and in the science classroom. So hopefully this was useful to you and will give you ideas on how you can incorporate WordShift into your science lessons. Please let us know how we can continue helping you to incorporate WordShift in your teaching practice. Thank you.